talk to you. George here, Catholic Positive Energy. I'm sure you've noticed I don't have a waterfall right now because, like I mentioned on the last broadcast yesterday, the waterfall stopped working. So I'm getting a whole new one. It's on its way. It's being shipped. And I like it when the ball spins, but that's okay. The show will always go on, you know. Sometimes things may not work. This would be the first broadcast in probably 4 years that I did not have a waterfall, but that's okay. We can always have positive energy, but yes, don't worry, the waterfall will be back. Anyways, the name of this broadcast is called Making a Positive Impact. So, what do I mean by that? Well, if you're watching on YouTube, you can probably see based off of the thumbnail for this video, I was holding some things. Now, as I have mentioned previously, I am a substitute teacher at a Catholic school. It's called St. Hyacinth Academy. And this past Thursday and Friday, I subbed for the first grade class that we have there. And I got to tell you, these are really amazing students who are very kind and who develop some strong positive attachments to teachers, even to substitute teachers, because as I've learned already, and a lot of you probably already know this, who are the two most influential people in the lives of children? That would be parents and teachers. Now, I guess now I would fall under the teacher category. I want to show these things. I guess, see, I try to make a positive impact in everything I do, amongst everyone who I meet, and especially among these students, even though I may only be their substitute teacher for a day or two, maybe sometimes 3. I'm not with them all year round, but hopefully one day maybe I will be a full-time teacher at this Catholic school, and then I will be able to make positive impacts each and every day all throughout the school year, not just on certain days. Here's something that someone made me. I only know her first name. I'll mention it. Her name is Lizbeth. She made me this ladybug. She really wanted to make this, and I didn't even know it was going to be for me. And when I was a kid, there were times I made things for teachers as well. And I know how it's like, even though these students may not fully understand, especially the first grade students, they're 6 years old. I mean, I have to keep a professional distance from them. I don't tell them that, but obviously my superiors and my colleagues know that. And I'm very happy to receive things like this. I'll definitely have this laminated so I can keep it for the rest of my life, knowing I did some good in helping the light of Christ, helping the Catholic faith, and helping make a positive impact in the lives of students who I've worked with. Here's, I think this is a caterpillar or a worm. This looks like it might be a nut that squirrels play with. At least I think that's what this is. These were made for me by another student named Evelyn. So thank you very much. I appreciate this. I will have these laminated because I do want to keep these for the rest of my life, because I'm very glad that I have been able to make a positive impact in the lives of young children just by showing up for work and also by being kind. Because I also want, here's something I also want to mention. The student who made me these, I'm really glad that she did that, because I just noticed that she was very shy and a little timid, but I'm glad that I was able to give her a positive image of myself. Another thing that I was doing, and I obviously got permission from my superiors, I do magic tricks just as a hobby. I only know maybe like 3 or 4 magic tricks, and these are close-up magic tricks. So, and I don't let them in on my secrets because I feel that that will ruin it, you know. Sometimes I think it's a good thing to let people in on your magic tricks, to let them know how you did it. But especially if your audience is small children and you want to make everything really cool and exciting, don't give away your secrets. At least that's just my opinion. I was very happy that I was able to do this, and I will say this also. Here's an important thing. I mentioned this on the last broadcast. Just need to have a drink for a moment. Now, I don't want to overshadow this with any negative feelings. I just want to say this. Now, when I was a kid growing up in the 90s, and I was going to public school at that time, I had a lot of teachers who were very rude to us. And even though I didn't look at the world the way they did because I was a kid and obviously they were an adult and I didn't fully understand things, I think it's very important to explain to kids, especially if you work with kids, let them know so they understand, well, why is it the teacher can't be my friend? You don't have to tell them everything, but tell them enough in a way that they will understand so they can understand. That way they don't have a bad image of you or school or the world. And I don't want to be a mean teacher because I had a lot of those and I didn't like it when my teachers were mean. I certainly don't want to give anybody a bad image. The only times when I feel that I need to be firm is if I see inappropriate behavior that needs to be corrected. But I don't see that too much. I have from time to time, but I want to be, and ever since I got my master's degree in Catholic theology, and I've said this to some other folks of mine, friends who from church, or even another friend of mine who works at Catholic Answers. His name is Edgar Lujano. He's the call screener over there. Great guy. Hope he's watching. And you see, whether I'm a substitute teacher or a full-time permanent teacher, I want to be the kind of teacher who, years from now, I want these little kids, these students, to say, I had the best teacher in the world, and that Mr. Goodsaid. That's what I want them to say. I can't say that too much about teachers I've had in the past. I've probably had some who were okay, but for the most part, they would often yell at us for talking during class, and they took it very personally. I mean, in my opinion, look, little kids are going to talk, okay? Especially if they're really young, they don't fully understand. There are times when they shouldn't talk, when the teacher needs to do things. They're going to talk all the time. Just don't take it personally. Don't show them that you're really fuming over that. Don't do that. I try to be firm, but I also try to be positive, and I want to promote the positive image of the Catholic faith, the Catholic Church, myself, school, and the world. So I think I can honestly say, regarding the students who made me this, and thank you very much, Lizbeth, and thank you very much, Evelyn, for these. I think I can say that I am making a positive impact in the lives of the students who I'm working with, even though they are not my students all year round. I'm very glad that I'm earning their respect. They have a positive image of me. They miss me. They're always happy when they do see me. They tell their parents and their regular teacher and even our principal, who's my boss, good things about me. And I'm very glad because I'm being sincere and genuine. I'm not being nice to them for any other ulterior motives. I'm doing it because I love this, I'm passionate about this, and I do not want any student who I work with to ever be sad, hurt, or devastated. I felt that way a lot when I was a kid. I just want to share a little story. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of really nice teachers, and I guess the world was a different place when I was a kid, and I've been doing some research on Google recently. Back in the 90s, a lot of, public schools, at least in Southern California, here where I'm from, where I grew up, where I still live, they had this mentality like kids will be kids, so they didn't really intervene in things much like they would today regarding prevention of bullying. They were often very hard on kids and got frustrated. But in recent years, our government and even some other educational organizations have done research saying, now, some of them have realized these things they've done when I was a kid. They've realized, if you're mean and nasty to these kids, they're going to grow up and develop bad attitudes. They're not going to like being in school. They're not going to want to be there. They're going to have a bad image of teachers, of school, and probably of the world, all because they had a mean and nasty teacher. That's not what I'm going to be. That I am doing as much as best as I can not to be like that. I will not do that. I will not be that way. Of course, I've already known these things myself. So, like I say, I'm very patient. And even if I do see students talking in class when I don't want them to, I'm already expecting that that's going to happen beforehand. I will handle it accordingly. I will not lose my cool, and I will not burst into any outbursts. I don't do that. If something does arise where I need to, then I will. But as I've learned, there's a time and place for everything. And being mean and nasty to students, doing it on a consistent basis is not the time or the place. There are appropriate times to do that. So, like I say, here's another story I want to tell. There was a time years ago when I wanted nothing to do with schools. I never ever even thought in my wildest dreams I would ever be any teacher of any kind in a Catholic school or at all. And I've changed in recent years. I've evolved. I've mellowed out. I mean, I graduated high school 20 years ago. Wow, I'm finally old enough where I can say 20 years ago. I mean, I'm 38. So yeah, I can say 20 years ago now. I'm not used to being that old. Yeah, pretty soon I'll be saying 30 years ago and then 40 years ago, and I'll be like, man, am I that old? I'll always take care of myself, though. It won't matter how old I am. So if you were to tell me years ago that one day I would be a substitute teacher at a Catholic school, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have been trying to cast a demon out of you. I would have been like, no way. Oh my gosh, no. But the world has changed. I have changed. And I really love what I'm doing. And yeah, I wouldn't mind being a full-time teacher, hopefully at this school. I would love to stay at this school. It's a really amazing place, filled with amazing people, wonderful teachers, colleagues, principal, our priest who's often there, Father Bryant. He hired me personally. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's been truly amazing. And yeah, I don't want my life to stop being fun. It's fun, and I love this. So these are the things that I'm referring to when it comes to making a positive impact. You make a positive impact in this world by being kind, by being loving, by being genuine and being sincere, showing you really mean it. And when you really mean it, and you're being sincere, people will notice this, because people read your body language, your facial expressions. They look at your eyes. The eyes can never lie. I've learned recently, even though I don't always tell everybody what I'm thinking or how I'm feeling, some people who only see me once or twice a year or so, they'll notice if I'm really, really unhappy, and I don't even have to tell them. Or if I am doing really, really well and I'm happy and I'm relaxed and they can see based on how big my smile is, then they'll know. Students also notice these things. Small children notice these things. Everybody you interact with will notice these things. They will know if you're okay. They will know if you're not okay. They will know if you have a lot on your mind, and they will know if you're passionate and you love what you're doing. So this is the point I want to make. And especially if you're someone who works with children, in whatever it is you do, you're a teacher, a preschool teacher, a sports coach, some kind of instructor, karate, whatever, tutor. I hope that you'll be influenced by this, and I want to strongly recommend to each and every one of you, make a positive impact with the young people you work with. Please be kind, be loving. Maintain a professional distance, obviously, especially if these kids are not related to you. And let them know that you appreciate them and they can do anything as long as they put their minds to it. That was actually the first thing I did with these first grade students who I worked with. I told them, and I wanted them to write this down, and they did. I can do anything. So, like I say, and I always let the students know why I'm telling them to do these things. Because I want them to understand. Because when I was a kid, all of the adults in my life, they didn't make me fully understand, why are we doing these things? Why are these things important? And I don't like I don't want anybody to have question marks above their heads after I'm done talking to them. Like George or Mr. Good said, why are we doing these things? What was the purpose of all this? I always make sure people know because I don't like anyone to ever be confused after I'm done interacting with them. I want it to be clear. I want them to know, and I want them to appreciate what I'm trying to do and what I've done. And I am very happy, and I am very blessed, and I'm loving every minute of this, working in this amazing school. So, also want to say, since I'm watching live, and I will share this with my boss, Father Bryant, thank you for hiring me. I truly appreciate it. God bless you. I will never forget this. And you are an amazing man of God, and I'm so glad to be a part of this team. It's a true, absolute blessing. And if any of the students who I work with ever see this, I hope you know that I appreciate you as well, and I appreciate the kindness. So I hope that whatever it is you're doing in your lifetime here on this earth, I hope you will make a positive impact in the lives of those who you work with, those who you interact with, those who live next door to you, those who you see on a regular basis who may be a friend or someone you see frequently. Maybe they're not a friend, but you talk and say a few words. Make a positive impact. Be kind. When you're driving past people in your neighborhood, somewhere you frequently are, wave at people when you drive by. This shows a really good thing, and it shows a good image of you, and it shows people that you're kind. But if people feel like you're not nice or you're not friendly, they won't have a good image of you. You won't be making a positive impact in the world. You would be making the opposite impact. And it sends out good vibes around you. As I also say, and this is something I mention in the Facebook channel specifically, I also have a chat in Facebook Messenger. I call it Goodsaid Vibes, hashtag Goodsaid Vibes, my last name Goodsaid. Made that up all by myself. Maybe I should trademark that. Hey, that probably wouldn't be a bad idea for a book in the future. Hey, see, I'm getting all these ideas just by talking and working on my channel. It's just, the ideas are just coming to me. So, just wanted to share all of these amazing stories with all of you. I will have a waterfall again, so I hope you're not falling asleep. I hope you don't think that this broadcast is boring because I don't have a waterfall. I will again, trust me. And I also have some new equipment I'm using for the channel here. I've got one of these, this 3-in-1 phone stand. It's called a Neewer, Neewer. I've got that here. I've also got a fancy light that a lot of podcasters use. I'm using that for the first time. It's truly amazing. And also, I just found out today from my publisher that my book, Catholic Positive Energy, will be available within the next 2 weeks. And I promise you, once it's available, I'm going to be talking about it a lot. I'm going to make several broadcasts, short videos, and things I'm going to put on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm going to be talking about it a lot. And I hope everybody will share this with everyone you know. And I promise I will give you the website. And my book will be available not just on physical copies, ebooks. It will be available there through Amazon and also on Audible and Google Play. I figured this is the 21st century, well, at least it has been for the past 25 years. And people don't just read books, physical copies of books. They like to have options, different varieties, whether it's ebook, audio on Audible or Google Play, and I'm sure within the next 25 years you'll probably be able to read books like in ways we don't even know, like probably maybe virtual reality sunglasses, holograms, or lots of other innovative ways. Maybe we'll have cars that can drive themselves, and then you can listen to books while you're sitting in the car. They might invent stuff like that. Technology is getting better each and every day, and there's always new, innovative inventions that are being invented to make our lives so much easier and more amazing. You can't deny that. All of those things are true. So yes, if you were to tell someone 30 years ago that one day you could watch all kinds of TV shows and streaming and videos and music and basically do everything that we can do on a smartphone or an iPad or a tablet, if you were to say that to someone 30 years ago, they wouldn't have believed you. But would you have been lying? No. Those are true statements. So, don't ever try to discount things and think that other people are crazy just because they have ideas about future inventions that could very well one day be reality. So just wanted to touch on those things. Hopefully I'll have another broadcast tomorrow, and even if I don't have the waterfall yet, I'm still going to broadcast, and the next broadcast will be a catechism broadcast. Like I said, this is the second broadcast I've done 2 days in a row now because I didn't get to broadcast last week. So I'm going to do a third broadcast, hopefully tomorrow, God willing. So thank you once again. You guys are amazing. Please continue to share Catholic positive energy with everyone you know. And always remember, please, that you're a child of God. Dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest.